This too, I had to, all the way from
Oh,
Melbourne.
yeah. Legend.
I had to come prepared for mummy. You've had a ridiculous run of the last couple of years, like an old timer. How you doing? How you feeling?
Oh man, I'm feeling good. I feel like the last couple of years have just flown by so extremely fast. I've got to accomplish so much in such a short amount of time, and it's been such a wild ride. But I'm here for it. I'm living for it, and I couldn't be any prouder of this journey. And I don't think I could do better if I tried harder. To be honest, it's been a wild ride.
Does it feel surreal?
It does. I feel like I say it all the time, but it's really hard to put it into words because I have so many different emotions about it. Um, and it's wild because I look back at the start of my journey and even when I first started in Australia to see all the struggles that I've gone through and to know how hard it was to the point that I didn't want to continue to now accomplishing all these cool things, being a part of the Judgment Day, constantly going out there and having fun and just living in the moment and getting to make history, being on the cover of WWE 2K24. Like these are things that I didn't think that I could ever accomplish, but I'm glad that I stuck around to do it because like you can't count yourself out. When people are counting you out, you can't count yourself out. And I'm glad that I stuck with my gut and I kept going because this wild ride, it's been an amazing one.
What's left for you to what's left for you to accomplish? Like what's still on your list?
Um, I mean, I would love to main event WrestleMania. I would absolutely love that. But for me, I don't like to set goals. And I think that's what's made me go so far in such a short amount of time because I feel like if I set goals, then once I accomplish it, that's the end game. And you don't really think about anything else. Like, cool, I accomplished that. I'm complete. But if you don't ever set goals, you just want to keep striving and being determined and seeing how far you can get, that's when you start accomplishing things that you didn't even think of. And so for me, I don't have an end goal. Like I said, main event of WrestleMania, it'd be absolutely amazing, but I don't want to stop there. I want to keep thinking of different ways to make history, different ways to keep my Rhea Ripley legacy and have people remember me for the years to come when I am not around anymore. Um, and just inspire people as well at the same time. Um, I want to inspire people and I want them to live their dreams. And I'm excited for the day that I get people like your Roxanne Perez's and your Cora Jades coming up to me being really excited to meet me saying I'm the one that got them into wrestling. I'm very excited for those days. But there is no end game for me. I want to see how far I can go and how much I can accomplish.
Cool. I don't see the momentum slowing down anytime soon. The rate
Well,
train is strong.
I won't let it.
You're about to like, I guess, I don't know, hit the headline, whatever, the Elimination Chamber show, and you are the poster of that tour back home. Like that's got to feel like a cool accomplishment too that you hadn't really planned on.
Yeah, that's wild. Just going home and being able to go home with WWE and being able to compete in a WWE ring is just insane. I haven't been able to be in Australia and do the one thing I love and compete for over
Yeah.
7 years. So to be going back for Elimination Chamber, such a wild PLE as it is, to have that go to Australia and have Australians experience that down under is really cool. But then to be the poster girl for it as well, it's really, really bloody special. Like I'm not one that gets emotional, but when I did see Triple H post that, that was the first time that I probably got to see it. And I did get quite emotional. I did get real excited because these are such cool things for me that I didn't think would ever happen. Being like a little girl from Adelaide, South Australia, you don't think that you're going to actually accomplish your dreams. You don't, especially when it's so hard, like something like working for WWE, when you know that WWE doesn't really come to Australia and look at the
Yeah.
independent scene, but to break that and make it through and then break all the molds that people thought of you and accomplish all these cool things to then be the cover when you go back home. It's a lot of different emotions, but they're all very, very positive.
I feel that that's kind of changing though. Like I think we've got more Aussies than ever in WWE or in American wrestling in general. I mean, and that's
Yeah.
cool to see.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely grown. It's really cool to see because I mean, back in the day, there wasn't really any Australians. Like I think Emma was one of the first, and then obviously
yeah,
Buddy Murphy was up there and the Iconics. But after that, like it just started rocking and rolling for us, and it's good
yeah,
because so many like people in the independent scene in Australia that have worked so hard and they're so good and they don't get the recognition that they deserve, you know? So to be able to
yeah.
have Aussies in WWE and we all have great spots as well, I'm very happy and I'm just excited to see more Aussies making it through and coming to America and working for WWE because I feel like there's a lot that could be here.
It feels like it's been good for the local scene as well because I mean, even just in Melbourne now, there's 4 or 5 promotions, 2 of which have just sprung up in the last couple of years. Like I feel like people can see more of a pathway, and that's really cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
grown a lot, especially since I was a kid. It's grown with leaps and bounds, and I'm very excited to see what the next few years even look like for the Australian scene. Um,
Yeah.
it just keeps growing because they're all working hard on
Is Buddy going to retain at a MTW anniversary in a couple of weeks?
it. I have all my faith in him. I do. I think he's going
Uh,
to bring the championship back. So
I was a huge fan of wrestling in the 90s, and like it was funny enough going with the Buddy 205 Live and like the women's revolution stuff is one of the things that got me back in a couple of years ago. And been a big fan of yours and Becky's since, so I really hope that match can happen if it's not Mania, if it's something.
well, I appreciate it. It's definitely going to happen at some point. I mean, we're bound to step in the ring together. The last time we did was NXT, and Shayna and her goons screwed that up. So we don't actually have a winner from that match. That was a DQ. So I'm intrigued to see who would end up on top. But you know, it's not just a saying for me; it's reality. So
Thank you so much for your time. I really
uh,
appreciate it.
no worries.
Cool.
Thank you.